You know that feeling when you just get a business, when everything clicks and you wonder what secret sauce they're using? Well, often that secret isn't a product or technology. It's really the power of their relationships. Today, we're taking a deep dive into your sources that unpack the art and science of building truly impactful relationships. We're talking customers, strategic partners, and, that whole broader ecosystem of stakeholders.
That's exactly right. And it's about understanding that these aren't just like soft skills. We'll explore how intentional relationship building translates directly into, well, tangible results, revenue, growth, and long-term sustainability.
Mm-hmm. Our mission here is to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge so you're really well informed on how these connections drive success from, the front lines of sales all the way up to the C-suite. Okay, let's jump right in. Your sources highlight that customer satisfaction and customer loyalty are absolutely vital for business success. Why is it that these two concepts are often linked yet distinct?
Yeah, it's fascinating, the distinction here. Customer satisfaction is really an attitude, right? It's an evaluation of an experience. Loyalty, however, is it's a deeper commitment. It's about choosing to repatronize despite other influences, other options. So while satisfaction is crucial, absolutely, it doesn't automatically guarantee loyalty.
Okay, so satisfaction is like, that was okay, but loyalty is, I'm coming back no matter what.
Pretty much. You could be satisfied with one transaction,
Yeah.
but if a competitor offers a slightly better deal next time, well, you might just jump ship if there's no real loyalty there.
Got it. So what does this all mean for us? One source describes customers using these really vivid concepts of terrorists and apostles. Can you tell us more about that? Sounds provocative.
It is provocative language, isn't it? But it paints a clear picture. If we connect this to the bigger picture, customers can range from terrorists, meaning those extremely dissatisfied individuals who actively speak out against poor service, causing real damage.
Right, the ones you see leaving those scathing online reviews.
Exactly. All the way to apostles, who are truly satisfied, deeply loyal, and will actively, enthusiastically spread positive word of mouth. And what's really interesting is that these highly satisfied customers, the apostles, are often far more loyal and even willing to pay a bit more.
Willing to pay more. That's significant.
It is, because they value that consistent positive experience and trust.
So what stands out to you about the factors that influence both satisfaction and loyalty? As it sounds like there's a whole spectrum from like product features to emotional stuff.
Indeed, customer satisfaction is influenced by, the basics, product quality, features, functions, reliability, but also the sales activity, the support, and even emotional responses like feeling understood or treated fairly. Loyalty, meanwhile, seems more impacted by consistency over time. Consistent service quality, product durability, variety, freshness, and of course the overall price strategy plays a role.
Okay, so consistency is key for loyalty. Now, your sources provide specific strategies for boosting both. What are some of the most practical ways organizations can actually implement these?
Well, companies should really focus on things like developing formal customer feedback loops, and not just collecting feedback, but visibly using it to make changes.
Showing you're listening.
Exactly. Providing thorough product training and ongoing customer service is also key. It helps customers feel competent and builds trust. And sometimes, simple gestures like personalized offers or maybe surprise gifts can go a long way. Critically, managing customer complaints positively is vital. Turning an upset customer around, that can actually rebuild trust even stronger than before.
Wow. So it's really not just about getting the product right initially, but continuously demonstrating value and responsiveness, being there for them.
Precisely. It's an ongoing commitment.
Okay, let's unpack this next bit then. Your sources point to the critical need for synergy between partnership and sales teams. It sounds like they often work in silos, but the potential for collaboration is huge.
Oh, definitely. Here's where it gets really interesting strategically. Sales teams are typically focused on closing deals, hitting targets, the immediate win. Partnership teams, on the other hand, are often building these longer-term strategic alliances.
Different time horizons.
Exactly. But both are absolutely fundamental to revenue growth, lead generation, and ultimately customer success. One source even noted Freshworks closed deals 50% quicker because of their partnership team's involvement.
50% quicker. That's a compelling statistic.
It really is.
So your sources lay out, I think, 9 specific strategies for these teams to work together effectively. What are a few highlights that listeners could maybe implement?
I think the core is establishing common goals, first off, and fostering open communication, maybe even a dedicated Slack channel for like #wins or something.
Yeah, celebrate the success together.
Right. and conducting cross-training workshops so each team genuinely understands the other's roles and value. Joint strategic planning is huge. Developing joint incentive programs, this can address that common imbalance where maybe sales gets all the rewards. That's vital.
Ah, the incentive piece. That's often a sticking point.
It really is. And using integrated CRM systems, unified performance metrics, collaborating on content creation, giving regular feedback, it all paints a picture of true integration.
That definitely provides a clear playbook. Now, shifting gears slightly, but still on collaboration leadership. Your sources delved into these disruptive modes of CXO engagement. For many, a C-suite executive means a full-time in-house role, but it seems the landscape is changing quite a bit.
It really is. This raises an important question about how companies access top-tier talent, especially when budgets might be tight or needs are specific. Traditional full-time commitments are being disrupted by models like interim engagement for short-term needs, like filling a gap or leading a specific project. Then there's virtual engagement, obviously breaking geographical barriers, and fractional engagement, where a CXO works with multiple companies simultaneously.
Like a timeshare CXO.
Sort of, yeah. Dedicating maybe, 10 hours a week to each. And the gig engagement model ties rewards directly to performance outcomes.
Interesting. And the most preferred model, according to your sources.
It seems to be flexible engagement. This allows C-level executives to work part-time or project-based. And the benefits are pretty clear. Agility, getting expertise on demand, serious cost optimization.
Right. You mentioned the cost, like a CMO in India averaging 20 LPA plus. That's a big commitment.
Exactly. A substantial salary. Flexible models avoid that full burden while still giving access to scalability, innovation, and speed. It's about getting the exact expertise you need when you need it.
So what does this all mean for businesses looking to grow? For example, your sources talk about co-hiring a chief marketing officer or maybe a chief sales officer. How does that work?
Precisely. Co-hiring or fractional hiring allows businesses, especially smaller ones or startups, to access highly experienced CMOs who can build the brand, lead strategy, tap into modern tools, or a CSO who can build out sales teams and drive revenue, all without that full-time cost burden.
And this applies across the board: tech, finance.
Absolutely. Same applies to chief digital marketing officers, CDMOs, for online presence, CTOs for technical direction and R&D, CFOs for financial stability, CHROs for culture, CCOs for customer experience, CPOs for product. It's essentially about accessing niche consulting deliverables and high-level leadership without the long-term commitment. It enables growth that might otherwise be unaffordable.
And you mentioned examples like Vedantu, Moneyview.
Yes, those are some companies cited as leveraging these kinds of models effectively, especially in the startup space.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense for agility and growth. So beyond customers and internal teams, businesses operate within this larger ecosystem of stakeholders. Your sources really emphasize that building trust with all these groups is crucial. But who exactly are we talking about here beyond just the shareholders?
Right, it's easy to just think shareholders. But if we connect this to the bigger picture, corporate stakeholders are a much broader group. We're talking employees, customers, suppliers, creditors, regulators, and very importantly, the communities where a company operates. Each has unique expectations, sometimes even conflicting ones. And managing these is really a core measure of long-term success. The sources stress that focusing solely on shareholder value can actually undermine long-term success. Satisfying all stakeholders leads to a more sustainable business model and mitigates a lot of risks.
So what does this mean for the board of directors then? They can't possibly interact directly with everyone, can they?
No, not directly with everyone, but they have a absolutely pivotal role in setting the tone for corporate governance. Their responsibilities really include ensuring transparent communication, upholding ethical standards, and crucially balancing those diverse interests when making strategic decisions. They're the custodians of that broader view.
Okay, they set the tone. What about practical ways to build trust? Your sources give 5 tangible strategies. What are some of those key ones?
Okay, first, providing regular, honest updates on company performance and strategy. No spin, no exaggeration, just transparency.
Honesty, basically.
Fundamentally. Second, upholding ethical practices with robust compliance programs. That's foundational. Third, proactive stakeholder engagement. Things like creating advisory panels or conducting surveys shows their opinions are genuinely valued. You're not just talking at them.
Right, active listening.
Exactly. Fourth, engaging in corporate social responsibility, CSR initiatives. This aligns the company with shared community values. And finally, just consistently delivering on promises and being accountable for outcomes. That builds a track record of reliability over time.
That sounds comprehensive. And when it comes to developing a formal stakeholder engagement strategy, your sources lay out a five-step approach, but they start with a step zero. What's that all about?
Step zero is interesting. It's really about understanding what stakeholder engagement truly means for your specific company. It's more than just PR, right? It's a fundamental shift in mindset where stakeholder perspectives genuinely inform your actual strategy, not just your communications.
So it's internalizing it first?
Precisely. Then you move to step one, building the strategy itself. That involves reviewing past engagement history, defining your level of ambition, are you just doing check-ins, or aiming for truly transformative engagement. Setting a clear vision for why you're engaging, identifying those broad stakeholder groups, and then choosing the appropriate tactics or methods.
Makes sense. What stands out to you as maybe the biggest do and don't when approaching this?
Okay, a big do is definitely link your engagement strategy directly to your overall business strategy. It can't be a side project. And maybe focus internally first to find champions within your organization, get buy-in. Also learn from past experiences, good and bad.
And a don't.
Don't decide who your stakeholders are before you've clearly defined your objectives for engaging. Why are you talking to them? Also, don't jump straight to choosing an engagement format like, let's do a town hall, without proper planning. And definitely don't ignore internal concerns or skepticism. Address those first.
Good advice. It sounds like a lot of these principles can be applied very specifically too, like procurement. That often feels purely transactional, but your sources highlight ways to improve stakeholder engagement there.
Yes, absolutely. Even in procurement. Practical applications include things like organizing periodic procurement requirements review meetings. This isn't just about efficiency. It's about discussing pain points, prompting innovation from suppliers, building trust.
So turning suppliers into partners.
Essentially, yes. Informal lunches can build trust away from the office constraints. Creating an internal procurement newsletter keeps internal stakeholders informed about what procurement is doing. Visiting stakeholders on their own turf, maybe even shadowing them for a bit, provides invaluable insights into their daily reality and needs.
Wow, shadowing. That's commitment.
It shows real interest. And crucially, providing multiple ways for stakeholders to engage online surveys, email, phone, in person ensures accessibility and effective communication. Makes it easy for them.
What an incredible deep dive into the power of relationships. We've really seen how cultivating strong connections, whether it's with satisfied, loyal customers or aligned sales and partnership teams, getting that flexible C-suite expertise or building trust with that whole network of stakeholders, it isn't just a nice to have, is it? It's a fundamental driver of business success, revenue, efficiency, agility, the whole package.
Absolutely, you nailed it. Whether it's optimizing for customer lifetime value in the long run, or reducing acquisition costs up front, gaining a competitive edge, or even making these disruptive market entries with new models. The underlying principle really is building and maintaining trust. And that comes to consistent communication, ethical practices, and just a deep understanding of everyone's needs, even when they conflict.
So what does this all mean for you, our listener? As you think about the insights from this deep dive, consider this provocative thought. Identify just one relationship in your professional sphere, could be a key client, a team member, maybe a potential partner, or a broader stakeholder group, just one. And commit to applying one new strategy from today's discussion to deepen that relationship this week. What small, intentional action can you take to build more trust or simply better understand their needs?